As I was starting to prepare my message for the Sunday, for this Labor Day weekend, of talking about work, one of the subjects that I wanted to cover was concerning laziness. What does the Bible say about laziness? Well, one of the passages that we're going to be looking at this Sunday is found in 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verses 11 and 12. Just want to look at those two verses really quick. And it says, "For we hear," the Apostle Paul speaking, "that some among you walk in idleness," not busy at work, but busy bodies. "Now such persons we command and encourage in the Lord Jesus Christ to do their work quietly and to earn their own living." When we see with idleness, with another synonym with laziness, is that they become idle. And what is the proverb concerning idleness or idle hands? Idle hands are the devil's playground. It gets you into trouble. That also makes you a busybody that is meddling in other people's affairs because you have too much time on your hands. But as you know, the book of Proverbs actually talks a lot about laziness. One of the first ones is found in Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6. It says, "Go to the ant, O sluggard." Let's pause right there. Sluggard. That is a synonym, again, for a lazy person, an idle person. The sluggard also suggests that they lack self-control, that they're irresponsible, and they do not have discipline. And so the sluggard, it says here, "Go to the ant, O sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise, without having any chief, officer, or ruler. She," the ant, "prepares her bread in summer and gathers her food in harvest. How long will you lie there, O sluggard? When will you rise from your sleep? A little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man." There's a lot there, but just wanted to cover and speak there very quickly that those who are lazy, sometimes what happens is that poverty, poorness, unfortunate circumstances because of that will hit you like an unexpected storm. The proverb in 10 verse 4, Proverbs 10 verse 4 also says this as well. Proverbs 10:4, it says, "A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich." Again, the Proverbs, they look at complete polar opposites, but we can learn from this. It's not poverty that is sinful, but poverty because of laziness is. Again, we should care for and pray for those who are truly poor and in unfortunate circumstances, those who are really on disability and other things like that, but let's not allow the lazy to be dependent on those who work. Another proverb says this, Proverbs 12:27. Proverbs 12:27 also says this. "Whoever is slothful," let's picture a sloth, a lazy person. "Whoever is slothful will not roast his game, but the diligent man will get precious wealth." So what do we learn here about the slothful person or the sluggard, the lazy person? They may actually take a job. But I've noticed with some slothful people, they take a job, but after a few days, maybe a week, they quit. And they're always waiting over and over again for the perfect opportunity. So they wait and they wait and they wait and they wait and they wait. They're not supporting themselves, but they're rather being supported by others. But those who care for themselves and care for their family have this persevering determination to work and to support oneself. In Proverbs 16:26 says this as well. Proverbs 16:26. And here at Proverbs 16:26, it says, sorry about that. Proverbs 16:26 says, "A worker's appetite works for him. His mouth urges him on. And what we see here, it's actually good at times to be without, to see the value of work and the necessity of it. Codependency with lazy people actually causes and teaches them to be more lazy. Well, one more proverb. Proverb 26, verses 15 and 16. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish. It wears him out to bring it back to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly. It's very quickly right there with verses 15 and 16, especially verse 16 here. We see often people, as I've already mentioned, are lazy because, again, there's always something better out there. And so they will wait idly. But the proverb says no in a roundabout way, that is actually foolishness and it is ignorant. Now, this is a little caveat about laziness. This is for those who should be working, but also those who are maybe retired, or maybe they do have a disability or whatever it might be. We can still become lazy in those situations. And in those situations, we can sit by idly and have too much time on our hands, and therefore we have too much things to think about, and that therefore will lead us to the devil's playground. And so in those situations, it's always good to encourage people to get involved, to serve, to do something worthwhile. Do what you can. Even if you do have a disability. I know those who have disabilities who go out there and they still serve as much as they can. And in those situations, not only will that enable us not to sin, it'll also make you feel good. Those who have too much time in their hands are often depressed. It is good to get out and to do things, whether you're serving the Lord, serving your neighbor, whatever it might be. Let's not be lazy. Let's use our hands, our mind, our time, our talents to serve the Lord, whether at work, whether in our family, whether in a church capacity, or whatever it might be. Let's serve the Lord. Thank you for joining me.